Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. Mostly today we have bad news from the front lines, but one good. Let's go for it. We have the Kharkiv area where Russia was able to connect their forces on the north part of the Kharkiv region. So look at this area more precisely. I will go on a timeline to show you. So it was here, it was the battle area, and well before it was controlled by Ukrainian troops, and the Russians actually in just 2 days were able to connect their forces over here and over here as well. But before, Ukrainian forces got the control over the Russian-Ukrainian border over here, but were unable to hold it for a long time. So Russia put their offensive operation attack again towards the Kharkiv and extend the front lines on the north part. What does it mean? Well, it means that they still have lots of their resources and they push them on the north part of the front lines, not to take the Kharkiv under their control. They were unable to take the city even then they started this offensive operation in Ukraine. They are now deflecting the forces from the eastern part of Ukraine. They want us to split around the front lines. Of course, my friends, here it's very hard for Ukrainian forces to fight back because, as I said to you many times, the Russia border is very close. We are unable, according to all the agreements, to attack their bases here near to the Belgorod. Otherwise, they can say that they are on a war state, will not be supported by our Western allies who say that we shouldn't attack Russian territory. And now, you know, our hands are tied in this area. We are fighting on Ukrainian territory against Russian invaders. Will not let them to take the Kharkiv, but still we fight them hard and they still have some kind of success here. Before, I thought that we're gonna take this part under Ukrainian control until the Russian border and the Russian troops would just run away, but my friends, they push hard and I'm gonna see. Still, I think that they're gonna retreat from this territory if Russia would have some kind of success in this part, on the eastern part of Ukraine, taking Severodonetsk, Lysychansk, or maybe even Slaviansk, who knows. Alright, we are already here, my friends, and Russia has some kind of success here as well, near to Izum, where they put lots of their armored forces. They wanted to make this their main hub, and they already made the main hub over there in Izum, because here we have the crossroad. They want to use it to attack, to build their offensive operation towards Slaviansk and Kramatorsk. So far unsuccessfully, however, they are taking the ground little by little, and today they were able to take Zavody village. If we go like that, so it was some fighting, the gray area, as you can see. If we go, they already took Zavody for well before. After that, Ukrainian army probably was fighting for Zavody, and now Russian army took Zavody under its control again. So you see, sometimes those villages are changing hands from Ukrainian to Russian, from Russian to Ukrainian side, because there is the fighting ongoing on this part. Very hard fighting, my friends. And so far, what I have, the information that I have, that the group of Russians that went to Bogorodichne was just demolished, and they went back to their controlled territory over here. However, we have one more offensive line over here from the Russians. They put their forces from this side and they want to take the Bogorodichne village from the northwest side, and then they want to build their attack towards Slaviansk over here. They also have their attack from Liman position, but actually stopped near to the river. It's the great natural obstacle to hold Russians away from Slaviansk. I was also concerned about this place near to Levkivka and Nordsivka, because Russian troops were able to take Rudnevo village under their control just recently. If we go for a timeline, it was like that, and now it's like that. Actually, just one village over here, the rest are woods, just wild territory. And here, oh sorry, the fly is flying. And here the map was just corrected. I thought they crossed the river, but from what you can see, they haven't crossed the river, and the river holds them in this area too. And let's move to one of the hottest spots we have on the front lines, to Severodonetsk. I want to make sure that I have the recent update. Alright, the situation here deteriorates for Ukrainian troops. As I said to you before, I think 2 or 3 days before, Russia performed their attack towards Metolkina and Vorno villages. We were able to take Metolkina under Ukrainian control around 1 week ago, and Russia put their forces. They got reinforcements to attack Severodonetsk once again. They want to take this big and strategic place for them. For Ukrainian forces, probably we would not be able to hold this city for a long time. I predict that we're gonna change our positions to the Lysychansk and put defense. They already put defense lines. I mean, Ukrainian army already got defense lines in Lysychansk. It's the great area to put defense lines because this city is on a high elevation, and you can actually shell Severodonetsk positions from the Lysychansk. And we also have some bad news coming from the Severodonetsk. It appeared that there are some of the civilians who stayed in the city. However, they were evacuated to the factory, and from information I got, there are around 250 kids or children still left in Severodonetsk. Why they left there, I don't know. We announced the massive evacuation around 2 months ago. We asked our people to evacuate, but for some people it's impossible, you know, to evacuate. You spent all your lives in your homes, and people just don't want to leave their property. They don't want to leave their animals and leave basically for nothing, my friends. So it's very hard to insist for the locals to evacuate. Some of them, especially elderly people, they don't want to leave their property, and I experienced the same stuff. Then I just want to show you just randomly, my friends. Stand by. So my hometown is here near to Borispol. Russian troops were not far away. They were assaulting towards Borispol, and actually we got them in Hoholiv already. It's 18 kilometers, and I went to take my parents there. There was announcement of the evacuation from the city, but still they didn't want to leave until I came and took them away. So I insisted them to evacuate, but after, let's say, 2 weeks after I got them to the village, they returned back because Russian forces retreat. But here we do not expect Russian forces to retreat, my friends. Here, if you are, I know there are not many Ukrainian people watching me on my channel because it's English speaking, but please, if you watch me, insist, if you have relatives or friends near to the front lines or in a close proximity, tell them to evacuate from the cities, because it's very important nowadays. Russia is doing bad stuff to civilians, my friends. We know that from Bucha, from Irpin, and here we need to evacuate Lysychansk, Severodonetsk, and many of the cities. Already told to evacuate, but we got the information about civilians, very bad. One more hotspot, my friends, is in Komyshyvaha village, and I'm still concerned about the Katerinivka Zolote. We don't know who's controlling the Katerinivka. Zolote is under control by Ukrainian troops, and I think it's time to move to Hirske, because here Russia puts all their forces to circle our forces over here, and also have some kind of success, hadn't we? Yeah, we pushed them near to Berestove, near to Vasilivka, and we pushed them to Lipove a little bit. Yeah, it's some little success, but the further we push them from the road, that is very crucial for the Lysychansk supply lines, the better it is for Ukrainian army, my friends. However, I see here that Russia pushes towards Toshkivka, and we pushed them away from the village 2 days ago, and now they took this village under their control. So they are also struggling. If they would be very offensive, if they would have enough forces for the massive attack, it would have been just a couple of the villages for the front lines. It would be like a Second World War massive front lines. Then they will just take village by village every day, big cities. But here we see that they are struggling also. Alright, other than that, I don't see a big change here. Oh, I see a little bit over here in the south from Popasna, probably, yeah. They took this Roti and Vidrojina village over here on the south. They want to take control over this road, and I wonder if Ukrainian troops stayed here near to Mironovka and in this village, because if we are there, it's time to evacuate just right now. But I think that all this area, the gray area you see, is mostly controlled by Russian troops, because they put lots of their forces. Before I thought that those forces would be enough. Still, I think like that they are not enough even to control this crucial road for supplies from Bakhmut, but still little by little they are taking our land. Bad news, but we are smart. We are given parts of our land and we retreat on prepared defense positions. We exhausting the army, because we need to cause lots of losses for Russian army, and because we are in lack of weapons, that's the only way how we can do it. So we do it on purpose. We shouldn't halt at cities, we shouldn't halt at villages for a long time, otherwise we'll be just destroyed by their artillery. And now let's check this area on the south and near to Donetsk, my friends. I would say no changes, everything is calm. Russia puts their forces mostly on the eastern part and north to deflect attention of Ukrainian army. Also have some of the rumors that Belarus wants to start the war from their side. They put their forces near to the Pinsk, near to the Brest over here, near to the front lines. They closed the area near to the border of Ukraine, and they ask reservists to be mobilized for some kind of special drill. So we don't know what does it mean, but probably they are preparing for the invasion of the Western Ukraine. I don't know, but they have just around 30,000 soldiers in their army. They don't have the military experience, but what they could do, they could deflect the attention of Ukrainian army. So we should put our forces on the front line. So we should put our forces near to the Kiev to avoid the second attempt of Russians to attack on Kiev. We need to put our forces here on the western side of Ukraine, northwest side of Ukraine, to avoid possible Belarusian invasion. We need to put our forces near to unrecognized Transnistria Republic to avoid invasion from their side. So we need actually lots of troops, lots of ammunition, lots of weapons, and so far we don't have all of that, and Russia uses their this position of Ukrainian army to increase their superiority. They split us all over Ukraine, and that is what we have. But nevertheless, we have some of their counterattacks. They are tiny little small, but we can do it even in that situation. And near to the Mykolaiv on the south here, near to the Alexandrovka, we have our counterattack. So today we were able to take this part near to the water storage, very in close proximity to Alexandrovka. And after all, I think that will be the very successful part for Ukrainian army. Then we'll have enough weapons. We're gonna cut this part into, and we're gonna take this south part together with Kherson under control of Ukraine back, and that would be the first win of Ukrainian army. I expect it to be in July or August, my friends. And for the rest parts of the front lines, I don't see a big change, my friends. So as usual, you may press the like. Also, you can, if you can, you may support me on Patreon or PayPal. Part of the money I spend for donations, part of the money I leave myself because I lost the job as an airline pilot. I hope it is temporary, my friends. Thank you very much for your kind support. I wish you a peaceful sky wherever you are. Have a great time.